There was a number of things that I was thinking of talking about possibly in a video today. I forgot all of them. Things just come and go like that. I know, the thing I was just feeling, it is partially just like, no, it's fully there, I think, still. But I just, for like a few seconds, thought of other things. I don't feel as bad. For the most part, today's been a good day, I think. But, today I had a weird dream. There was just like slight lettuce scraps. I put the plate up here because I was gonna work on stuff, but I didn't. I'll hopefully remember to get rid of that right after this. But I had a weird dream this morning. I accidentally overslept because I had a very, very vivid nightmare. And what I'll say to that is, I feel like the worst nightmares are the ones rooted in truth, to a degree. Um, that'll sound very weird when I bring up this next part of the dream, but that's just the beginning. You'll see what I mean. Have trust. The dream started off. Me and my mother went to go visit my grandparents for a Christmas thing. I was setting up the tree while they were getting other things ready and talking with each other. And as I was putting decorations on the tree and around it, things kept moving slightly. Like things would float for a bit and then just plop back down into their original spots. Or maybe they would just slightly shift from where they were. Just very subtle things that I was still noticing. It's almost like there was a ghost there or something haunting it. I blacked out by this, like in the dream, I blacked out by this point and didn't remember it, and I had to be told about it afterwards, but apparently I was standing up, emotionless, doing nothing, for several minutes before randomly saying, Sam Hurley, and then face planting immediately. Because by that point, there was a dream in a dream, I guess you could think of it as. um, so I don't really remember it that much, but it was very detailed. I can remember the idea of how to describe it. Very detailed, very long, 3 hours. It was like a very, very dark setting with abandoned, charred and ashy area, spirits haunting it, and I was just trying to survive it. And there was the main corroborator, ghost spirit, controlling the whole thing. Very powerful ghost haunting the place, named Sam Hurley. No clue who that is. Never met her. Don't think that's a real person. Not sure where the name came from. I told my mother about this story. She was like, an English name? Really? Don't know what that was about. So, what happens after a very long time, I then wake up into the original dream to the feeling of a tap on my shoulder. My grandfather, in normal English, saying, do you know who Sam Hurley is? So that's apparently they're explaining that Sam Hurley was a powerful ghost that used to haunt that house apparently, and they figured out how to like mellow it out and make her not as powerful, which is why just slight movements were happening. Very weird, very strange. But of course, dreams are weird in general, and it cuts to the next day, and I feel like everything's completely normal. So, so yeah, the next day, because like every single day, me and my friends, we have lunch with each other. Me, two actual theater kids, a partial theater kid, and another one we're all with. They all have known each other since middle school. I haven't. I have lunch with them every single day. They're my closest friends, I would say. And, why do I say that? I'm very sensitive. Okay. But, yeah, in this dream, it was only two of them that showed up, this time for some reason. So, I'm going to have lunch with those two, and then, like, the weird thing that happens, they don't tell me. and they don't wait for me. So I end up having to find them on their way to the cafeteria, which is very different. And I'm just like slightly hurt. And then just as a joke, I say, "Can I be part of the trio?" They don't respond. They pretty much ignore it. And as we sit down, it turns out they invited four other people. They were all people who I used to know that I wasn't too close with. And so they're all having a conversation with each other, and I feel like I just have not much to say. And after a while, it transitions to like, yeah, we gotta really talk about something real quick. Can you just like go a bit over there? Dreams are weird. It cuts to a next spot, and I'm continuing the conversation as they're all with each other still, and I'm far away, having to continue the conversation on the phone. And I think I'm gonna tell them this weird story about that dream I had. So I explained to my main friends there, the original one, through the phone. I'm explaining the story, and towards the middle of it, I realize it's way too quiet through this phone. So I ask, "Sorry, are you still there?" No answer. I realize that they're not paying attention. They probably even just turned the speaker off, and that really upsets me. So I just mute myself, and then I just kind of sit in silence there. I sit there for a very long time before I hear my mother open the door to my actual room. Just, "Logan, it's 7:20. Get up." I realize, oh shit, I overslept. But yeah, the part that got me about that is like it's genuinely like my brain directly showing me something I keep trying to ignore about how my best friends of this year are all people who've known each other since middle school, and I knew them just a few months in advance. It's very weird. I recently watched the movie Perks of Being a Wallflower, and it's pretty much that. The people I'm with are pretty much like those wallflowers, and I'm pretty much like the guy in that movie. They've all known each other for a very long time, and I knew them for only a few months. And I act like those are my closest friends. Those are the only ones I hang out with. It really is just that. Um, man, that's weird. Uh, it's the constant thought that like they've known each other for so long. Whenever we have lunch with each other, even in other situations, because like I said, two of them are theater kids. I have theater class with them, and when I'm having a conversation with like my main friend, the original one that like got me like to meet all of the other people and become close friends with them, I talk with that one, and then suddenly another friend shows up, the most recent one I'd met, and they have a conversation, and suddenly I just have no input anymore. It's not even that I have nothing to say, it's that I'm fully out of the conversation now. Whenever we have lunch with each other, they're all talking with each other, and I'm just like listening, and I don't feel like I'm fully been taken out of the conversation. I just feel like I don't have input, and so they're just kind of like putting me aside. And so I just have to listen and think, maybe there will be a topic that's like more open that I also have an actual input for, or maybe it goes silent and then I bring something up. And in most cases, I just say silent. I don't have anything to say. It's the thought like, whenever I have problems like that like really gets me, what I'll do is maybe every once in a while I'll just make like a slight joke about it, or I'll just like one that's very subtle, or I'll kind of draw the event and maybe show it. And once again, it's very subtle. I think I made two recently. I've got you can't see that actually. Wow. Wait. Let me get a flashlight. So they're all having commotion, and then I've just got my head in the clouds. I'm paying attention to nothing. I just kind of have to sit there with my thoughts a lot and just reflect on things. What's another one that I made recently? I remember I made another one that. No, I think it was actually like pretty much that exact idea. The other one I made. So, yeah, I don't really have to look for that one, I guess. Where did I put that? But yeah, that's that's how it goes quite a lot. And I just like it's towards night when I'm really just like alone in my house and I'm just kind of left with my thoughts. I get I get very down when that happens every time. So everything I'm feeling will be amplified to the point where it's like way more where like I'm really thinking about it and when it's not the point in time, I don't feel as much like urgency to really say any of this stuff. So I never really stated out loud at all directly. And it's the thought that like being left out from conversation of people who've all known each other for such a long time, how do I have any place bringing up how I feel around them? I don't have a place to say that. They've known each other since middle school. They've known each other for like maybe around 3 years. At least two. At most, somewhere around late elementary school, honestly. Probably. Possibly, I mean. I think they might have actually. No, no. Still, possibly late elementary school. Who knows? And then I've known them for like somewhere around first semester. Towards the beginning of first semester, yeah, but like still, that's the first one. No, the first two. Then after that, late first semester. That's like really nothing compared to how long they've known each other for. Where do I have a place to? What place do am I in to really say how I feel being around them, my relationship with them? But they're like the closest people I like really hang out with. I don't have people at my school who I've known through like I don't have what they have. All my I don't hang out with anyone from my elementary school. I just kind of lost touch with them like switching elementary schools and when I went to middle school and all of my friends from middle school most of them went to different schools now and whatever one stayed are very iffy kind of people I would hang out with. But, yeah. So I don't really like these are like the closest people I've met, which is so strange to say because like I really can't say that they're not because the people who I thought that were that for me in middle school um really shouldn't have been seen that way. They were not the best people, honestly. And like these so yeah, these ones are, but it's like it's still strange to say that considering how long I've known them for compared to how long I've known the other ones for to be able to say that through middle school. And I feel like I would consider these ones like my best friends, but I don't think any of them would consider me that. Like when I say my best friends, I mean like the one I'm most closest with, I would say is my best friend. I don't think they would say that about me though. Probably not. In fact, the three other people us two hang out with, I feel like it could be any of them that they would really say actually. Like who am I to say like, oh, this person probably wouldn't consider me their best friend. Like, who cares? That's a very strange thing to say. It's very, very self-centered. I don't like saying this stuff. Maybe that's also another part of why I ignore this stuff. Because again, I'm saying, what place am I in to say any of this stuff? Because, like, it all sounds very self-centered, so I keep trying to ignore it. And I don't want to... I just don't want to ruin the mood for, like, by saying any of the stuff. These guys are having, like, normal and nice conversations. And plus, imagine what it would be like actually explaining it to them when I'm, like, with them in the cafeteria. I don't want to, like, do this stuff to all of them at once. But, like, if I were to say to them at lunch, considering, like, how much commotion happens in the cafeteria, it'd be so unfun to have to explain this stuff to them and then constantly repeat stuff because they can't hear it because cafeteria. That would just be so uncomfortable for me. And it's that, like, what I talk about with them, it's very nice stuff. I have fun with them, and I don't want to just turn it serious and then they just see me a different way entirely and then, like, can't go back. So, I just kind of get, like, I'm scaring myself away from being deep and honest about that sort of stuff. Which is very hypocritical, because, like, for, like, any friend that I have, no matter, like, how close or not they are to me, I want them to know that, like, something's happening, talk to me, please. And yet, I don't know how to talk to people around me about what's happening with me. This video is too long. Yeah. How about I just end this off on a random note? We were voting on songs to learn at my band today, and most of the songs that were, because we all picked our own songs and then we would vote. We could have multiple votes too. Most of those songs there, like half of them, I mean, were My Chemical Romance songs. And then my friends kept telling me to put something like that, and she's like, I don't listen to My Chemical Romance very often. And just like the unison, three of them at once, immediately. So funny. Anyways, one of the kids didn't want to put his song, he didn't want to really put it on the list because he thought he'd be judged, but like he was embarrassed by it. She's like, I'm gonna get judged if I put this. Brother, I was judged just a few seconds ago. It doesn't get worse than that. He didn't end up doing it. So the teacher just put the Macarena in this spot, which half the people were just like, no, please put something so we don't have to, so the Macarena doesn't go on there. It's probably gonna win the vote. And then the other half, I was in the half. Please don't put something. We need the Macarena in here. So, anyways, random note. I just kind of wanted to talk about that as well. And that didn't seem like enough for its own video, so there's a happier note. Yeah. I gotta have some sort of mental disorder